They're quoting a charge of $2.53 a gallon from August of 2011 through September 2012. So whether we see that as an increase or not, I'm not sure, but I just used that figure as a budgeting amount.
Are you saying they're going to have a fixed cost?
That was based off of that website. I didn't use what we have been paying over the last year, because the last time I did that, I shorted myself. So.
Are we over the 150,000 already?
I can go back and look.
I got 41 as of September 30th. 141.
Then I would say yes. I would.
Definitely gonna go over it.
Yeah. I can.
Is there any way of reducing the heat cost in the facility?
Turn it down.
We have it set at 68 in the facility.
Set at 68.
68 is that night, you said?
68 all day long.
Yeah. Okay, so this one.
It maintains a constant temperature of 68 degrees. I can speak honestly, when you go into some of the outer units, it's pretty cold in there, even at 68 degrees. It's cold because of the outside walls. It's all concrete, so it absorbs the outside temperature.
Yeah.
So.
Mr. Chairman, are you saying 58 or 68?
68.
We'd rather have it at 58, but...
Boy, I'll tell you, 68's 8 degrees warmer than my house.
But even in the facility, it's pretty cold.
Give them a sweater.
What's that?
Give them a sweater.
They have thermal underwear and wool blankets.
Turn it down to 48.
I know.
All right. Telephone?
But your rooms were, small, so
What's that?
the inmates, they have small cells, or not?
Cells are 8 by 12.
Well, and 67 must be very warm there, or not?
It's not. It's because of the concrete. It absorbs the outside temperature. It's.
I'm not talking about it.
All right, telephone.
75, 87, 84. And that was just based off the monthly bills. Laundry, increasing it by $48. That's based off the monthly bills from General Linen. The travel, that was an increase because of the flight to $38.75. Vehicle lease, the Charger at this point is paid off. Didn't know about looking for a four-wheel drive vehicle to have for transports. Looking at a Ford Explorer, I believe, to do a lease for that, because we've run into some times where we've been out on transports and we have no vehicle to take another transport out, so we've been running short. And it would be, we budgeted $8,000 last year to buy a vehicle outright, but we hadn't done that.
What did we spend the $4,723?
That was the lease payment on the Charger. That's been paid off at this point.
Okay.
The lease payment on what?
The Charger, the car.
And this 3,600 is over how many years?
It'd be a 4 or 5 year lease.
4 years.
We haven't entered into an agreement with anybody, as we haven't been approved for it. So this would be.
That doesn't sound right. $3,600 a year for 4 years.
Through the government lease program.
12,000, huh?
The government lease program.
A lease.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about purchasing.
No.
It's a lease.
No. That was based off of the Ford website. So we hadn't gone out to bid or anything. We would use the same supplier as the state.
This is replacing a vehicle?
Well, it would be just adding to the fleet. We have the van and the car. So if the van and the car are gone, then we wouldn't have another vehicle to take somebody if we needed to take somebody out. And the van is kind of...
Was that a van from the nursing home?
No, that was the van from the sheriff's office that we
The
had.
sheriff's office.
Right.
And that's not usable?
Well, it's not that it's not usable, it's just we've been sinking a lot of money into it. It's got pretty close to 100,000 on it. It's a 2003. So we've just been sinking some money into it. Needs paint. The increases that you see in the vehicle expenses, that's so we can get the digital radio systems that all the law enforcement agencies are on. Right now, when we do transports, we can't communicate with anybody. So that's a security issue.
They don't have it right now.
We do, it's just it's an analog-based system,
Okay.
and everybody else is on digital,
Right.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
So
you
you might as well not have it. It's kind of scary.
they can hear us, we can't hear them.
Oh.
So,
The SOS board, that's it.
yeah,
You don't know if they're coming.
right. So that would be to get the radios in the cars, so we can talk to people.
Do you know of any other counties that are purchasing radios?
The purchasing radios? I don't. It's my understanding that Motorola sets the price through the state. That's who the radios are purchased through, is the state bid. So there's a set price for it. And that doesn't change from vendor to vendor. I've looked at a couple of different vendors on that.
Generator expense?
That's the contract plus fuel.
Carroll Grounds?
That's the trash, snow plowing, sand and salt.
So the snow and the salt and sand are a cost to you, but they're an income to the farm, so that it washes those items?
Right.
The North Conway incinerator and waste management and cardboard are actual costs.
Right. That's, I think we, didn't we just change to waste management entirely? Because we used to do North Conway incinerator.
Yep.
But waste management handles everything now, I understand.
Yep.
So,
So is it charged to get rid of cardboard now? They used
well,
to pay for it.
we were always paying $11 a month. It was coming out
I
of.
don't mean you, but I thought that was something that the,
Yeah, they've always sold cardboard.
yeah?
Yeah. 30 years they've been selling cardboard. Cardboard's worth money.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But we're paying for it.
So we pay to get rid of it,
Right.
and
then
they sell it.
and they sell it. Right.
Good for them, that's a nice deal.
Okay. All right, maintenance and building repairs.
34,700 $75. Dropped that 16,242.
So it was 50, now we're at
Yeah.
34.
Right.
And what are we gonna do for 34,000?
Well, what I did was I looked at what we spent so far, and then just took what Joe had submitted for, and then kind of utilized what we've spent and put in for $1,500 worth of hardware, $8,000 worth of HVAC supplies, which covers everything from filters, belts, motors, that type of thing. $3,000 in plumbing, paint, miscellaneous hardware, $4,000, $1,500 worth of service calls, $2,000 worth of tools and equipment, asking for a couple of new lawnmowers and a snow blower to go around the facility, mop buckets, broom, toilet brushes, things of that nature, $1,500, some new janitor carts, $575, and then I just kind of put in a contingency matter, like if we have another air conditioner coil fail, like we did a year or two ago, that was 10 grand. So I just put in for that, just as it available in case we need it.
We gotta take another look at that whole section there.
Okay.
HVAC for belts and filters is $8,000.
Well, we spent so far $4,800 so far. And I know Joe replaces the filters on a monthly basis. We average, I want to say, $200 a month just on filters. I don't know what belts and motors go for off the top of my head. But the service contract that we have with Strojan, I don't believe covers equipment. Just covers repair.
That's on, where is that?
The service contracts?
Yeah.
It's back under the 029 line.
Okay. I think that area needs to be looked at and reduced. You know, if we have a problem with an emergency at $10,000, we'll find it someplace.
Okay.
I wouldn't put that in there. I don't know how the other commissioners feel about it, but anything can happen, and if something emergency happens, we'll look at the total county budget and come up with something to replace whatever happens.
Okay.
We have a surplus fund that we can dip into with the delegation approval.
Okay.
So I'd take that out.
Okay.
If it's an emergency, how do you wait?
If it's an emergency, there's a way that we can cover that expense and then go to the delegation to get reimbursed for it. I don't know what else to do.
By surface calls, you have different contracts. Is it not included? What you have to pay separate?
No, I just budgeted that, ma'am, because we had a couple of issues over this past year where we had to call people in. Prior to our service contract with Strojans, we had to call them in. We had our fire suppression system. We had a piece on that fail. That was a service call. Let me go back to. I don't have it in this one. I could get you every service call that we've had. I have that. I can get that breakout for you.
What kind of cost do we have with the plumbing? I mean, doesn't Joe take care of the toilets and?
Mm-hmm. It was just supplies, fixtures. We just spent close to $1,000 in replacing all the valves in our janitor